He shouted before he even saw the man's face. "Hands up! Don't move!" His voice sliced through the quiet evening parking lot, loud enough to make a nearby couple freeze mid-conversation. Officer Darren Cole stepped forward, hand hovering over his holster, eyes locked on the older black man standing beside a silver sedan. The man didn't flinch, didn't panic. He simply lifted his hand slowly, too slowly for Darren's liking. And that was a problem. A moment charge of fear, authority, and assumption. And what Darren didn't know was that his entire career was seconds away from collapsing.
Before we continue, if you believe that people deserve to be heard before they're judged, and you want more powerful, eye-opening stories like this, go ahead and subscribe to Black Justice and stay with us to the end of this narration. It helps the channel grow and keeps these stories alive. Like, comment, and share this video so you never miss the next one. Your support helps us keep telling stories that matter. Now back to the story.
Darren's breath was sharp, quick. I said, "Hands up, turn around." The older man did calmly. His voice was low, steady. "Officer, is there a reason you're shouting at me?" "You match the description of a suspect." Darren fired back, though he knew he didn't have a clear description at all. Just a black male near a vehicle. It was all he needed to escalate. The man looked him in the eye. "Is that so?" His tone wasn't sarcastic. It was controlled, almost curious. It made Darren bristle. "Don't get smart with me. Step away from the car." Two joggers slowed down to watch. A woman whispered. He didn't do anything. Another took out her phone. Darren clenched his jaw. Public eyes always made him louder. I said, "Back up." The older man didn't raise his voice. He raised the truth. "Officer, this vehicle is registered to me. I can show you my ID." No sudden moves. A long silence stretched. Each word Darren spoke made the space smaller, tight, almost suffocating. Tension flickered in the air. The older man finally said, "You really don't recognize me, do you?" Darren frowned. "I don't need to recognize you to do my job." "Apparently," the man whispered. He slowly reached into his inner coat pocket. "Hey!" I said, "Don't." But instead of a weapon, a badge appeared, a high-ranking one. He held it quietly, letting the metal catch the last glow of sunset. Darren's breath caught in his chest. The man lowered his hands, just enough for Darren to see the name engraved. Chief Henry Caldwell. The very man Darren had only ever seen in crisp blue uniforms, giving speeches about accountability. The man sitting at the top of the department. And here he was, plainclothes, calm, watching Darren unravel. Darren stammered, "See, Chief?" Sir, I didn't." Chief Caldwell didn't shout. He didn't need to. "Darren," he said softly, "put your hand down and step back." The silence that followed was heavier than any command. A door nearby opened. Someone murmured, "That's the chief." Another whispered, "He's in trouble." Darren's skin went cold. He felt every camera now pointed at him. Chief Caldwell stepped forward, his badge still visible. "I came here today," he said, voice low but firm, "to evaluate how my officers treat the community when they think no one is watching." Darren swallowed hard. "Sir, I was responding to a call." "No," Caldwell interrupted softly. "You responded to a description you invented. You escalated before assessing. You shouted before asking. And you assumed a man's guilt before seeing his face." Darren's mouth opened. No words. The chief continued. "Do you know what worries me most? You weren't afraid. You were certain. Certain enough to shout at an unarmed citizen who never showed aggression." A tremor ran through Darren's shoulders. Then Caldwell delivered the line that sealed everything. "If this is how you treat strangers, Officer Cole, then you can no longer carry this badge. Effective immediately, you are suspended. Report to Internal Affairs first thing in the morning." A collective gasp swept across the parking lot. Darren lowered his gaze. Shame pooled in his chest, heavy and undeniable. Caldwell turned toward a woman still recording on her phone. "Ma'am, thank you. Transparency keeps us all accountable." Then he looked back at Darren, not with anger, but disappointment deeper than any raised voice. As the crowd dispersed, Chief Caldwell said quietly, "Respect is not optional, Darren. It is a foundation of this job. Without it, authority becomes arrogance." He walked away, leaving Darren standing alone, badge suddenly feeling heavier in his pocket than it ever had on his chest. And in that moment, Darren understood something he'd ignored for years. Respect isn't about who has power. It's about who remembers the humanity in front of them. Respect costs nothing, but it reveals everything.
If this story touched your heart or made you think about how we treat each other, take a moment to subscribe. Your support helps us share more Black justice stories that inspire change, spark awareness, and remind the world what dignity truly looks like. Share and leave a comment. Your voice helps bring these stories to life and keeps the message alive. Your voice matters here,